Also, it says prices of goods will rise further, experts predict. The next paper is the This Day paper. It has it that Buhari is still waiting for Tinubu's shortlist of running mates. Atiku mocks Tinubu. Obi says they can't take first and most important decision. Buhari to Oyebanji, you must be magnanimous in victory. The next paper is the Punch newspaper, and it has it that APC PDP clash over vote buying, Oni scam mulls legal action. PDP came distant third, desperate to bring back ruinous regime, says APC. APC popularized Nigerians. Electorates find it difficult to make rational decisions, PDP. Election fraud with violence, we will challenge it at tribunal, SDP coalition agent. Tinubu returns to Lagos, 6 massive local government votes, hoodlums attack convoy. And lastly, we have the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper says, auto firms stocks crash as Nigerians spent 4 trillion naira on Tokumbo in 10 years. He also has it that groups insists Lawan, Akpabio, others didn't participate in APC primaries. Also, terrorists attack Kaduna church, kill 3 worshippers, abduct others. These are the newspaper headlines we have. We'll go on a quick break. By the time we come back, my 2 guests will be here to discuss these headlines with me. Please stay with us. Alright, welcome back. So we'll start with the Kaduna story, which says 2 churches were attacked in the early hours of yesterday, and 3 people were killed and many were abducted. Dr. Israel, what can you say about this?
The security situation in the country has been one of the major issues in Nigeria. That's affected mainly during the last democratic dispensation of that PDP regime. We hear on the Christmas, New Year's, wasn't Christmas, they will have a bomb blast, and Independent will have a bomb blast, they escalated, and they turned to political supporters talks, and some of them turned to supporters group, and now this is where we are having terrorist attack.
I refuse to take that.
Just hold on.
I refuse to take that.
And that have generated to what we now call terrorism. Terrorism in Nigeria is what has been facing this government. This government, especially the government of President Mohammed administration, has been facing squarely. And if you recall, last 2 weeks we have a war attack where a number of persons were killed from the church, and you can read down the story where somebody have narrated exactly what happened, where a particular pastor were being traced down to the church, and the young men walked straight to the priest to ask about a particular pastor, according to the story, about a particular pastor, and instead of the priest to give a vile response, he screamed and all of that, and you can imagine what would have happened. Some members of the church come up and tried. There was kind of disagreement, and the shootout started, and a lot of people were killed in that regard. In Kaduna, if you are consistent with stories coming from Kaduna, Kaduna has been facing quite a difficult time within the short period. In the past 1 year, there have been several killings in Kaduna, and there have been several issues in Kaduna coming up in Kaduna. Banditry issue, insecurity, and all of that have been going on in Kaduna recently. And I think the governor has made it clearly that he will not pay for any ransom. Also, he has made it clearly, if you watch his recent interviews he has said several times that it's not really to negotiate with insurance, and these guys want negotiation. That's the basic thing, because some of them are form of kidnapping, So if you recall recently, Kaduna have issues with train attack recently, not too far.
And some people were
And some people were
abducted.
adopted as well. So that has been going on spoiling in Kaduna. I think the federal government needs to do more to send security. The Nigerian police, the Nigerian army, the navy need to go more to such as who are these guys? Why are they doing this? Where are they? Where are their locations? I think it's and we need to focus on the security. The Nigerian security need to also pay more attention in Kaduna. Also need to also save our country. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mustafa, let me come to you. It was said that these people were on motorcycles, so they were visible literally. It's not like they came in cars, disguised or something, and they attacked 2 churches.
Let me start this way. That I refuse to toe the line of Dr. Israel Beleme.
Which is
Specifically, he said he tried to link the present security situation in the country to the past administration.
okay.
You understand? So this thing is not like it's happened. It has been like this. Although we had terrorist attack here and there, which the government of the day has been able to confine to certain part of the Nigeria, that is in northeast. Although this thing that we're talking about in Kaduna State is a different security challenges entirely, which has nothing to do with the Boko Haram issue. Although in certain quarters they try to link it to Boko Haram. That is the area I disagree with him. This thing is squarely this administration's problem, and the ability to tackle it is what they are lacking. If you look at it very well, even Governor Nasir El-Rufai himself, he said it that is during after the train attack. He said it that the military knew where these terrorists are. He said it. He accused the military, which implies that the military is capable of
handling the situation.
The situation. So the situation today is
so what do you think is stopping the military from handling the situation if they possess all
that
of
is what
this
we don't know.
information?
The governor himself, he said it that the military knew where the terrorists and the bandits are.
Okay.
And they are refusing to go there to attack them, to finish them. Although it's a different ball game, it's a different thing entirely. We outsiders here will think the military is not doing enough, but they are doing enough. Several times they have come out to say, look, we have bombed them, we have do this, we have do that, but this thing continues to this very moment. Remember that just 2 weeks ago, there was a terrorist attack in Owo, and now we are talking about 2 communities in Kajuru, in Kaduna, were attacked.
In the church as well.
In the church. According to the Samuel Aruwan, the Commissioner for Internal Security of the state, he said 3 persons were killed and 36 persons were abducted. This is one problem too much, and we cannot continue like this. A situation whereby lives of Nigerians are not guaranteed, people cannot go to their church, people cannot go to their farms. This is not something that we will share about. This government is in the 7th year. This is what we are in the 7th year now, and we are still talking about past administration. That is where I disagree with Dr. Israel.
No, sorry. Let me not cut it short. The point I'm making is that the insecurity did not start under this administration.
It wasn't.
The insecurity did not.
Do you agree that it wasn't? Do you agree that it wasn't?
Start under President Muhammad Buhari?
Did you agree that it wasn't?
Just get it right.
Did you agree
the
that
insecurity did not start under the President Muhammad Buhari administration?
Dr. Israel.
It has been there, and if you understand the policy of this government, the government is fighting corruption and also fighting security, because the commitment is made from the first day he assumed office was to save life and property. And if you watch the number of equipment that have been acquired by our military, Nigeria is too big.
Okay, but would you agree, Dr. Israel, that these security situations have worsened in this administration?
Don't forget that during peace by administration, you can't come to Abuja. You can't come to Abuja. There was bomb. Abuja was under siege. Don't forget that. During previous administration, he cannot come to Abuja. Abuja was under siege.
We did not vote.
Hold on. No, just get me right.
No.
He can't come to Abuja. Let's not go back to who did the who did not. We're finding our solution to where.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But don't if you push me, like, because I remember vividly that there was a lot of the people when they bombed in a park. Don't forget that.
Let us.
The people run away from Abuja. How many? Even Abuja is the heart of Nigeria, the capital of this country, and people were afraid to come to. Investors were coming to come to
Let us agree.
Do you understand me?
The previous
so the point is that now, in order to
and we will decide to phase the previous administration out with the hope that the present government of the day.
No, the question is that
better.
is the government doing anything to curb insecurity? Yes, they are doing, but it's not enough. Yes, they are coming to do more, but they are working so hard to ensure that life are safe. It's not enough. Yes, it's not enough. It's not enough, but they are working day and night to ensure that life are safe. It's the police people are trying. They are trying. The army are trying. Not them. They are not making any effort. You tell me that, yeah, if you say they are not making, then I'm disagreeing with you, because the armies are making effort. Efforts are making effort. Navies are making effort. And Nigerian police are making effort to ensure that they will copy security.
We are not saying they are not making effort.
Yeah, exactly.
They are making effort, but their effort is not good enough.
No, but what he said,
a situation whereby thousands of persons have been killed just in Zamfara alone, according to the state government, said 3,000 Zamfarans were killed between January and now. You understand? So these are lives. Even if it is one life, we are talking about 3 persons. Even if it is just the 3 persons, government owes every Nigerian the responsibility of protecting his life or her life, including those people that are resident in Nigeria. Government owe them the responsibility. A situation whereby people cannot go to their church to say, okay, they won't go and worship, and they come out, terrorists now from nowhere, they rode on machines, not one machine, not many machines. Where are they coming out from? That is why I'm towing the line of Governor Nasir El-Rufai. He said the military knew where these people are, but they are refusing to go there. If it is another person now, I believe DSS will invite that person to explain why. But since he's a governor, he's at a vintage position, he knows better than us. He said so, and we are following what he said. If the military are good enough, if they have done enough, at least they should tell us why.
I'll have to agree with Mr. Mustafa on this one, because it's been barely 2 weeks since the same incidents happened in Owo. And almost basically the same thing is happening in Kaduna State. So I'd say the government is a bit negligent to these security issues, because if they had taken like serious measures on the one that happened in Owo, it won't repeat itself so fast. At least even if it would happen
life
again,
of an individual, life of every Nigerian is sacrosanct. That is where we are looking at it from. We cannot be going on this way. People could go to their church and come out. They are being slaughtered. Even along the road, people are not free, are not secure.
Worship centers are supposed to be safe places for people, not just churches, mosques as well. People are supposed to be free to go and worship, but then it is now scary to even wake up and go to church because you don't know what is going to happen. So the government should really do something.
Security is the number one responsibility of the government. Security. A situation by if there is no security, we are not talking about economy. We are not talking about anything in this time.
So still on the security issue, Tinubu's convoy was attacked and then some persons were injured. That is also still on security issues.
Well, this is a red flag to what is going to happen by the time electioneering campaigns start fully. I believe Nigeria police, they have seen this one, they should use this one as a yardstick to what will happen in the future. They shouldn't wait. They should work on crowd control. The situation by over 1,000, 2,000 to 5,000 crowd will come out for only one individual, only one politician. You should expect anything, eventuality can happen, and that is exactly what happened there. As well as the politicians themselves.
And these were journalists, I believe, that were attacked. I mean, these people should have been protected. They are the ones who are bringing the activities of this.
Hoodlums don't know that.
Exactly.
Hoodlums don't know that.
Yes, that's why I'm bringing the point of security. Yes. They should be more secured so that these hoodlums.
In fact, they were inside a state government bus.
Cool.
So, and they were attacked while they were coming out from the Obas of Lagos Palace. So, this is another challenge that Nigerian police should not wait until it happens again. This should show like a sign, a red flag to what they should expect in the future.
Exactly. Dr. Israel, anything to say to that?
It's political period, and most of these actions you see is excitement. Excitement. Some people within the Lagos, you should expect Lagos to boil.
But
No, no,
it
hold on,
was
hold
it
on,
got
hold on,
violent.
hold on. If you have been in campaign before, you know that such thing will always happen in any campaign, any gathering.
Should it though?
No, there must be disagreement within the youth. You understand? So you expect so, and because the APC candidate is a Lagos guy, maybe he's a Lagos guy. You understand? So they see him as one of them. So coming out in mass to receive him is like, oh, our father, finally we've gotten it. This is what we've been expecting. This is what we have, and so just left for the security, like Mustafa has said, and like Mustafa has said, just left the security to be conscious of the actions and direct traffic, and also restrict number of persons that can access
That
a particular areas at a particular time. And also, if the state government are mobilizing youth, people to come out to receive or welcome, they also be conscious of the type of people they are mobilizing. Even if you mobilize, some of these guys, they come on their own. You understand? You understand? So, just a random welcome to Lagos. Lagos is known by giri. So, I expect that. So, nothing to say about it.
Okay, let's move down to Ekiti State. Ekiti held its elections on Saturday, and there's a clash now between the APC and PDP on vote buying. Also, I saw videos on social media that were making rounds. Youths were like showing off some money that they got from the election ground where they sold their votes. So vote buying is still very much an issue in our country. So what do you have to say really about this?
Well, Ekiti, we should congratulate the Ekiti people for, at least to some extent, the election was relatively peaceful. Apart from the issues of vote buying, there's no incident of violence here and there. There was no report of violence. Well, the aspect of vote buying, according to APC is also accusing SDP and PDP of vote buying, while PDP is accusing APC of vote buying. We saw a video whereby EFCC officials arrested people on the spot, whereby they were distributing money or sharing money, including a logbook whereby names of PVC and like that were listed. It's a sad situation. It shows that Nigerians up till now we have not learned our lesson. When we are talking about good governance didn't start from the politician in office. It's also about we, the followers. When you sell your vote, it means tomorrow you have sold your right. Automatically, you have sold that right. You don't have that right to question that politician to say, okay, look, why didn't you do this? Because he bought your vote. That is what it means. I believe that civil society organizations, they have a lot to do regarding this. They need to do a lot on sensitization campaign to sensitize Nigerians that, look, when you exchange money with your PVC, it means you have sold your right. You have lost that voice. You have lost everything. You have lost your dignity to talk about good governance. That is what it means. Then another aspect that I look into in terms of what happened in Ekiti. There's no two ways about it. We need strong opposition. A situation whereby, when you are talking about SDP, PDP in Ekiti, both Segun Oni of SDP, he pulled over 50-something thousand. The other guy in PDP, he pulled about 40-something thousand or thereabout. When you add both of them, they are about 100,000, whereas APC scored 180-something thousand. You can see that since the opposition refused to work together, they balkanize their vote. And instead of having a strong opposition to work against a ruling party, that is what they need. And that is exactly what transpired at the national election, at the federal election come 2023. If the opposition today refuse to close that gap and work together, harmonize their differences, certainly the die is cast. And from all indication, APC, which is the ruling party at the federal level, they have that advantage. They have all the apparatus of state at their disposal to use, they'll have it a smooth ride.
Dr. Israel.
First, let me comment independent electoral commission INEC for free and fair, credible, transparent election. And also let me also comment the Nigerian security and anybody who contributed in terms of security, because if there was less crime in Ekiti election, if it was served.
Okay, but the vote buying in itself is a crime.
Let me come. If you watch some video, better videos, you saw EFCC. At the point, EFCC have to come out to ensure that people don't buy votes.
Some people were actually arrested.
Yeah, some people were actually arrested by EFCC. They arrested them, and we saw a couple of people, houses that were used to also sell votes. Saw some polling units that were also buying votes. Buying of vote, it's not something you can just write off easily like that, because they started in Nigeria have a different case, so it's not something that will easily go out like that. So I think the winner have emerged. APC is the winning party. APC have emerged as a winner. The other parties also made their commitments and they did not emerge. I think the most important thing is to ensure that in 2023 elections we don't have this issue of buying of vote. Because if the issue of buying of voting is for me, I don't think it's a real idea. Nigerians also be conscious of what the issue of buying of vote, because it seems like they're selling their conscience. That is why when you're elected leader, you can't be able to do anything for you. You cannot even construct anything for you. Tell you, look, I paid the money before I get your vote, so they don't need. Okay? So I think the other parties are heading to court. Let's watch and see. But I think the winner will emerge, and also we congratulate the winner. Me, I'm APC, so I congratulate the winner. And I said to the government that the government needs to do more in terms of controlling the individual that paid for votes.
Yeah, on that issue, I feel like the need for more sensitization needs to be done. We still have a long way to go, like Mr. Mustafa said.
No, even if there is a sensitization, there is hunger in the land. People need this money.
But at least
so
let's
everyone need the money, like raw cash.
Well, it's very temporary.
Let me say, if somebody drop 50 Kenya front now and say, again, what to do that? It's just like, I just have to do it. But at the point you are taking this, you remember your future. Yes, it's money. At the point you are doing it, you remember you can't remember that you are selling your future. But you have to take the money. Don't look at a poor woman in my community and give the person money. Doesn't know what is my business with buying a vote. There's no sensation of me buying a vote. You feel like the man is actually me money. Oh, the man that just money. Oh, will we voted for him? That is just an answer to it. You don't understand the reason. When you say sensation, yes, even if you do that, it will take a longer time, because you have started, and for you to take it off, it take a discipline. Take a government that's very it take a longer time. But I encourage the EFCC for them to come out. That is to put fear in individual, those who are ready to spend. So even if you are spending like 1 billion, you end up spending like 200,000 on it.
It's like you said, it will not completely go away just yet, but we need to start from somewhere, because these monies that they are giving them, they just use it temporarily. Like from the videos I saw, they were sharing 5,000 naira to them. What would 5,000 naira do to a lot of us in this age and time we are in Nigeria?
At that point, 5,000 naira is important to someone who is in community.
Exactly, it's temporary.
Exactly. So
but this leadership will last for years, 4 years. I
believe that with time, just like Dr. Israel said, that with time, eventually we'll face it out, but we must start from somewhere.
Exactly.
For instance, if you look at it very well, during the last election in Anambra State, there is a viral video I saw whereby in a local environment, in a rural area, women stood their ground, rejected. The man carried a bulk of money and he was giving them, and they refused to take the money. You understand? So we are talking about a situation whereby people have conscience. No matter the level of temptation, no matter the poverty, they would withstand it and they will do the right thing. And that is exactly what we're talking about. The only thing that we need now is Nigerians. They have not even known, a lot of Nigerians have not known what is their civic responsibility towards Nigeria. They believe that these politicians are bringing money. It's their money. That is what they think is their money. They take that money. But I'm telling you now that when you exchange your right with money, You have lost that voice. You have lost that right to question that politician tomorrow to say, look, why didn't you do this? But in a situation whereby you refuse to take that money, tomorrow you can hold him to account to say, look, Mr. A, Alaji this, Mr. B, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And you have that moral right to question him. And there is no reason for him to say no.
So yes, let's do more to like be true to ourselves,
Yes.
and legitimately bring people into office and just quit these other illegal ways.
Until we have a proper electronic system of voting.
Well, even at
Take note.
that, people's votes
Until-
can still be influenced. The choice
No
of
matter,
their...
see, the fact I like Professor Jega once said, I said, look, if you like, bring a sense, have everything. If the politicians are not willing to play the game based on the right way, they will make it difficult for you. And that is exactly the situation we are facing in Nigeria here today. Like late Mantu said, politicians set out to rig election, and the process of rigging did not start from at the polling unit. It starts from the manner around it. If we like, we should, no matter, okay, today now we have what is the name, card reader, but you still see politicians are trying to do one way or the other way to circumvent the process through pushing the card reader away so that they can do the manual voting. Who will sanitize it for us?
I just
The
think there will
process must
always
start
be
from
a
us.
way to rig elections no matter what you do. So it's based on
The
us,
process
our
must start
minds.
from us. If
Yes,
we decide
exactly.
to resist that,
Yes.
certainly the politicians too will do the right thing. That is what we are saying.
That's right. So let's move on to entertainment. Bobrisky, a popular cross-dresser, has bought a 400 million naira mansion in Lekki, Lagos.
You know why I laugh? I refuse to take him serious, him or her. Which one do we stick
Yes,
to?
he's referred to as a cross-dresser. So a
Cross-dresser.
cross-dresser is somebody that dresses.
But
with the
oftentimes
opposite
you see
gender.
video of him, you say my boyfriend, my this, my that, my husband.
I feel like that does not completely now make him a woman. Whether he says what,
Okay.
we still know that it is a he.
Well, according to some grapevine rumors here and there, they will say that Bobrisky is living a fake life, is living this, is living that, and even his so-called best friend, previous best friend, now enemies.
James Brown.
No, not Tonto Dike,
Oh,
dragging
okay.
themselves online.
Yeah.
She oftentimes referred to him as someone living a fake life, that's borrowing, including the so-called foreign dollar that he display around, that he used to go to Bureau de Change to lease them, do a show off. So, I mean, we're talking about 400 million house in Lekki. Are you really sure that house belongs to Bobrisky? That is the question we should ask ourselves.
That is actually one argument that has been going on. It's like people are saying he probably rented it for show off, just to show people that yes.
That is exactly what I'm
but
talking about.
it's not actually his. So
400
why do people go to that length? For what? Who exactly are you trying to impress?
See, we are living in an era, internet age, social media frenzy here and there. You discover all manner of, according to Mr. P in P Square, he said audio. A house that you don't have,
Audio
or you show,
house.
you come to social media, you display it as your, that is audio house. The money that they don't have and you show up on social media is still audio. So you see all these things up till now. You discover that recently there is campaign regarding this audio, and how some people now get carried away by what they see on social media. Bobrisky is claiming that he has a house of 400 million. That is the house. You understand? Well, cars, excluding cars and some other things that are into the house. How did he make that money? You understand? This is a question that EFCC need to question him. How did he make that money? We are talking about now that Nigeria is being seen as drug trafficking transit point. He could be into, I'm not saying that he's a drug into drug, but I'm just saying that look, he has a lot of questions to answer. Where did he make his money? How did he make his money? How did he arrive that house of 400 million in Lekki?
Okay. But I think mostly Bobrisky says his boyfriend or is it boyfriends are quite rich, and so that is like the major source of his income. He gets gifts and money and stuff from people. So
So he's making money from hookup or what?
we could say that. We could say that allegedly. Dr. Israel, anything to say on the Bobrisky issue, fake life and things like that? You think it is actually his, or you're one of the people that believe that it is audio house and then he just paid for it to show off?
My opinion is I would like to speak with facts. If I have opportunity to call him to find out who is on the who owner their house, then I'll ask the question. It's not the house, whether it's for him. But this we say is for him, it's good luck. Everybody wants to live in a good apartment.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if it's a human being, so it's a human being, so you feel like you want to go on his life and live his life, well, live his life as it's opportunity for him to live his life. So questioning him, where did he get the house? He was like, it's left for him his God and security to investigate. You understand? So I wish him good luck. If he dies in his house, let him have a nice rest. I don't know. And also do not forget that so much money on entertainment. There's so much money on entertainment. So entertainment has a lot of opportunities of how you can get raise funds. There's so much money in shows, parties, you know what I mean, get entertainment generally. So questioning people, how did you get your money? It's getting people to EFC is there to find out who is the real owner of the house. If it's not credit worthy to acquire such property, then it's going to people will go and investigate to find out who really paid for the house, who's around the house. So for me, I don't have much to say because I like to speak with facts. So I wish him good luck. If that's his property, then it's a good thing. He should thank his God and thank everybody, thank his life, thank everybody, thank his God, you know. Or try to pick on people. Why did he get a house? He doesn't have money. Criticize people. I don't buy the idea. Because it's all like him to live his life. Everybody has right. Because if you have opportunity to live in that, you have to go there and live.
Exactly.
So the point is showing up on the social media because of their kind of social media influencers. Because that's what they do. So they like to show off and this is who I am, category A, category B. You know, they had a lot of competition in entertainment. So that's just it. But for me, I don't know who's the owner of the house. If it's for him, I wish him good luck.
So still on this Bobrisky issue, during the housewarming party, he invited some Muslim clerics to pray over the house. So I want to hear from you, Mr. Mustafa, like from a Muslim perspective now. Cross-dressing, like I think it is prohibited in Islam. So what do you think about Muslim clerics being present at a cross-dresser's house to pray?
Well, when you are talking about religion, you are talking about something that is dogmas. You understand? The clerics that came, they have no right to question him to say, look, his original name is Idris. They have no right to say, okay, Idris, come. We are not coming. You understand? In some certain part of the country, you cannot even dare to say, okay, you are inviting the cleric to say, okay, to come to such gathering. The fear of what they can do to you wouldn't allow you to even near them. But we're talking about Southwest, whereby there's a kind of liberally minded Muslim clerics and their followers compared to some other part of the country. This is not the first time. I've seen a video whereby Bobrisky was invited for an occasion and he came and he gave them some money like that and he was praised. Understand? So from the Islamic perspective, being there is morally wrong, but somebody must correct somebody to be on the right path. Who will be the person to correct person to be on the right path? Is it when you run away from that person? Is it when you discard that person out? No. You must bring somebody closer to say, okay, look, I'm bringing you closer. This thing here you are doing is not right, but I'm supporting you now, or I'm identifying with you now, but be ready to change because there is life hereafter. Unlike some part of the country whereby everything is like too rigid. You don't identify with such kind of person. You completely see him as an outcast, whereby unclean person that you cannot identify with. But when you cannot identify with somebody that is unclean, how do you make him become clean? That is the case.
Okay. Alright, it's just like Dr. Adrian said, congratulations to Bobrisky. If actually it is his house or not, I don't think it's our problem anyway.
No.
So
let me just say a little bit just chip in with what you just said about cleric, whether it's a Muslim, whether it's a Christian.
okay.
The young man is a human being, so he needs God. You understand? Everybody sees the face of God. So if he's a Christian that are there to pray for him, it's because I like the Christian as a Muslim. If he's a Muslim that are there to pray for him, it's also because he's out there as a Muslim trying to pray for him. There's no problem by somebody praying for you. You understand? Because all of us are under the mercy of God. And we need the mercy of God to advance. So for himself to even make up his mind to call a cleric to come and pray for him, it's a kudos. Because some would have been they do their house for they call an MC, call people to come and sing, pray and dance and they just go. But he thought that people need to come and pray in the house before I start living in the house. But for me, there's no restriction about religion or praying for anybody. And because you see everybody needs God in them. So you need God in your house. Do you understand? So that's my opinion.
Alright. Interesting show we had there. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me this morning. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on YouTube as Ferry TV, and our other social media platforms are screen on your screen. Thank you for joining us. Please join us tomorrow. Bye bye.